Hey everybody, what's going on? Checking out the weather scene in North Texas, north and west of Dallas, Plano, and due west of Dallas, Plano, Fort Worth. Rockstar Preacher, Shadowburn, you guys are over in that area. I'm sure you're well aware that tornadoes have been spotted on the ground just north and west of Dallas, moving to the northeast at about 30 miles per hour in the vicinity of Alvord. Now there's another new tornado warning just came on within the last 10 seconds. I'll read you the statement from the National Weather Service out of Fort Worth, Texas. And this was issued just seconds ago. A tornado warning in effect until 9:45 p.m. for southwestern Young and northwestern Stevens counties. At 9:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a confirmed tornado was located near Crystal Falls. I've gotten pictures from Crystal Falls. Or 12 miles north of Breckenridge, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Damaging tornado and quarter-size hail. Radar confirmed tornado. Here's what they recommend. Take cover now. And that's from the National Weather Service. And this energy is headed towards Graham. That would be Graham, Texas. Here's where we are, guys. And all of this energy is moving towards Oklahoma at about 35 miles an hour. We're going to be checking out Oklahoma, too, because I know there's activity up there. But we have 3 confirmed tornadoes now in Texas. That would be north central, basically. North central. Headed towards Oklahoma. There's a very good possibility of large hail associated with these storms. Very large hail at times. We've got a tornado warning near Bridgeport, Texas. Decatur, Texas isn't really in the direct path, but it's still in the tornado warning area. Jacksboro is in between 2 tornado warnings. In fact, there's been river and creek flooding reported in Jacksboro. And these storms are firing right now. These are not solar-induced, afternoon heating type storms. These are nocturnal storms, so they could stick around for a while. So you need to be wide awake and on the ball in Texas and Oklahoma. And if you're in any of these areas, you probably should consider a safe zone. Some of these storms are staggeringly tall. Check this out. This one down here is in the 64,000 foot range. Unbelievable. See if we can find any details behind this storm. It's got a meso strength, 1.5 inch size hail down here in this storm. 1.5. That hail is consistently getting larger. I've been watching this for about 20 minutes. There's 3/4 inch hail. It's been getting larger. It started out at about dime, quarter. Now it's up to 1.5 inches. It's getting into the baseball size territory. Ooh, there's a big one right there. Look at that. 2 1/4. That's baseball size. And that is near Chico, Texas. See that? Right in that area. Damaging hail. Baseball size. And it's moving in the direction of Alvord, Texas. And all of this energy is moving towards Oklahoma. And it seems to be intensifying. Definitely is intensifying as we move forward throughout the evening hours. And it's bedtime, so if you're in these areas, you definitely don't want to go to sleep yet. Stay alert, guys. These tornadoes are no joke, and these storms are capable of producing. They already have. There's been 3 that's been confirmed. That's just the ones that have been confirmed. There very well could have been other ones that weren't noticed out in these rural areas. So we don't want another Nashville scene, so if we can avoid it, at least, you know, looking out for humans. Buildings we can replace. Houses we can replace. You guys are unique, so take shelter. Watch out for these storms because they're getting stronger. That's in the Texas area. Let's go check out Oklahoma real quick because I know it's moving and shaking up there too. Let's see here. We're going to start out in Tulsa. Not much happening there at the moment. Oklahoma City. Yeah, you can see. Let's go down here a little ways. All right, there's moving up from Texas into Oklahoma. No tornado warnings right now, but that energy's coming. In fact, that looks like some sort of a flood warning. Flash flood warning expires in an hour and a half. All of these alerts are from the National Weather Service. These guys are good. That's what they do. So when they issue warnings and stuff like that, take them seriously because they've seen something. They don't just do it for fun. They've seen something. So nothing yet as far as tornado warnings in Oklahoma. We're going to go back down to Texas because it's very hot down there right now. Very active with storms and tornadoes. Let's see. Where were we? We were at... this one right here. No, look at that's a big tornado. That's the one we were just at. All right. There we go. 1, 2, 3 tornado warnings. Here's Fort Worth. Oh, look at that downdraft. See it? It's going right towards Plano. Louisville, Highland Village. Look at that. See the downdraft in the front? Woo, that's a big boy. Look at that. That's a roll cloud right there, or a shelf cloud. One of the two, probably a shelf right there. There's a shelf cloud that extends from Trophy Club all the way back to Mineral Wells. Let's see how far that is. Man, that's huge. 50 miles. Yeah, there's a big downdraft right there. It is windy. Or at least that's what this is telling us. See the tornado right there? Just north of Bridgeport. These are high-octane storms, so be ready. 1, 2, 3. Let's see how long this tornado warning is in effect for. I think it's still in effect. Well, in fact, I know it is, but 34 minutes. So just past the top of the hour, this tornado warning is still in effect for another 30 minutes. So Gainesville, Valley View, everywhere else in between there is rural, and I'm sure that there's homes out in this area, farms. Looks like Munster. And it's going just north and west of Denton. But you can see the wind. Look at that. That's a huge shelf cloud rolling through there. Wow. That's a big downdraft you're looking at. So that storm's got some incredible height. And when it goes up, it comes down. And that's what you're seeing right there. That is a powerful storm. Very strong. This tornado warning here expires in 18 minutes. That includes the city or the community of Graham and Newcastle. They're in a very unique position here, right in between two tornado warnings. Look at that. One behind them and one up and to the right of Newcastle. The storm here, I wonder what they're saying. That expires in 3 minutes. I was going to say there's not too much left in that situation there. So that tornado warning is going to expire. But Graham is still in a tornado warning that expires in 18 minutes. That's just based off of the forward motion of the storm, how fast it's moving. And it says here it's moving at 30 miles per hour. Move into an interior room. Take cover now. Basement is the ideal place under these types of circumstances. And if you're in the Chico area, or especially Sunset, Texas, That storm right there means business. No joke. That thing is fierce. For real. Alvord, right where you see my magnifier. Those communities. If you're there, take cover. That's all I can say. Take cover. That is a very vicious storm right there. No joke. Sunset, Alfred, Chico's in the middle of it, but I don't think they're getting tornado activity right now. But they very well could be. It's under a tornado warning for the next 30 minutes. Where you have the communities in the magnifier, that's the tornado warning right now. That storm is not playing. Look at the downdraft coming from that cell. Actually, a combination of the two cells. But the downdraft extends out for 40 miles. That's approaching my friend Rockstar Preacher right over here in Plano. It's about to get windy over there, buddy. I think the storm right now is going to miss our friends in Plano and Garland and Dallas and Irving, Fort Worth, Lake Worth. I've gotten pictures from Lake Worth. I've gotten pictures from Crowley. All over in here. You guys are wide awake and on the ball. Let me tell you. You send me some incredible pictures. That Sam Walker over there. He's a Hawkeye. He's always got them eyes to the skies. Henning Kenner, he's always driving through Texas, sending me pictures from his big rig. A lot of spectacular skies come out of Texas. Look at the length of this storm right here. Okay, I was going to say, that thing is incredibly long. They just shrunk it. All right, they just updated. We've still got tornado warnings in Chico, Alvord, Decatur, and Bridgeport. These storms are moving to the north-northeast at 30 miles an hour. This one back here is more than likely, not yet, but wouldn't surprise me if this one here didn't become tornado infused here in the near future, headed towards Grayford, right up in here. That storm too. Actually, there's two back here. See, they keep recycling. Look at this. See how they just keep coming? And they're not showing any signs of letting up right now. There's a lot of energy back here that's not even on the radar. For some reason, it's colliding with the cold air, warm air collision here, and it's causing lift and instability and all that. Look at that downdraft. Wowza. That is huge. That's not necessarily dangerous per se. It's just very windy through here. That's the top of them storms coming down. And it's windy back here too on the backside. And of course in the middle near these tornadoes. But that's the front edge of that shelf cloud. Look at that thing. That's what you guys see all the time and you're taking pictures of during the day. I wouldn't recommend going out there at night, especially now when there's tornado warnings, but that's a very photogenic storm cloud right there. It's 100%. That is a photogenic storm cloud right there. But stay inside. It's not worth it. Chico, Alvord, Texas. That storm right there, it's about out of the tornado corral here, but it's headed to the north-northeast towards Munster, St. Joe. Don't know if it's going to be still together or organized when it gets up there. I have a feeling it's going to be. Yeah, these storms are rough. These storms are rough. I've been keeping an eye on this area for the last hour and a half. Started out as severe thunderstorm warnings, and then when I saw the red corrals, that's tornado. When you see these red square rectangles on here, that's tornado. And so far there's been 3 spotted. 2 on the ground and 1 by radar. And this back here I'm pretty sure is going to be tornadic here soon. Maybe not. We're waiting on the National Weather Service to tell us, but that would be north of Strawn, north of Ranger, moving away from Ranger for now. There could be some energy back here. We'll take a look here in a little bit. In fact, yeah, there's some back there, but not tornadic. We need to keep an eye on this here. We need to keep our eye on the ball. Look at that downdraft. Rockstar Preacher, he can see it right now, or at least maybe part of it. Yeah, it's getting windy through here. Tornadoes on the ground. Heads up, guys. We don't like nocturnal tornadoes. Don't really like daytime tornadoes either, but we have to deal with them. Stay out of their way, let them do their thing, I guess. Basement interior room with no glass would be the ideal situation. Storm right there is highly energetic. It's out doing its evening aerobics, bouncing through Texas, dropping twisters out of the sky. You guys need to be staying awake. Don't be going to bed just yet, especially if you're in St. Joe. Sunset, it's on you now. Probably what it feels like to be inside of a dishwasher right now in Sunset. Got sideways rain, wind, quite possibly hail. There could be a tornado wrapped in there. At this point, when it's that dense, you can't tell from radar. Too much activity. But if there's tornado warnings over here, and that's the same storm cell moving that direction, you know what it's capable of doing. So there definitely could be. St. Joe, a little far out from Nocona. It's raining up there, light to moderate rain. Nothing super severe like you see right there. St. Joe's in the path, Munster, Lindsay, Gainesville, Valley View. These storms are moving to the north and northeast, and they're starting to develop an easterly component. See that? They just put up a new severe thunderstorm warning, expires in 55 minutes. New update right there. Includes Mineral Wells, and I've got pictures from Mineral Wells. There's some watchmen there. Watchmen and watchwomen in Mineral Wells. You guys send great pictures out of Texas. But this has an easterly component. These storms are moving more to the east instead of north. So they've extended this severe thunderstorm warning for 55 minutes. These are slow movers back here. So these could affect Fort Worth, Grand Prairie, Irving. Rockstar Preacher is probably seeing some amazing lightning over here to the northwest and west. These storms do have lightning and high winds and large hail. I think the biggest one we've seen so far is, okay, that's been updated. They're showing that tornado moving on the ground. So if you're in Sunset or Alvord, you need to be in an interior room with no windows or a basement. There's no two ways about it. That's where you need to be. Yeah, these things are really starting to get cranked up. Millsap, Mineral Wells, Grafford. All severe thunderstorm warning for the next 55 minutes. And that's in Central Texas? Yeah, North Central Texas. That's where we're at. And this energy's moving up into Oklahoma, but right now the severe weather is down here in Texas with regard to tornadoes and severe thunderstorm warnings. But all this energy is moving towards Oklahoma at about 30 miles per hour. So give or take an hour, hour and a half. Some of this higher octane stuff will be in the Oklahoma area. Sunset. Anybody in Sunset, if you still have power, hopefully you do. Wouldn't be surprised if the power wasn't out in Sunset. That is one intense storm right there. Need to be in a basement or an interior room with no windows. It's just not an option to be anywhere else right now. That's a tornadic storm. Heads up, guys. Bryson, Graham. And that's showing rotation in those storms. Mesocyclones. Meso strength 3905, half-inch hail moving northeast at 30 knots. It's around 30 miles an hour. These storms are going to be around for a little while, guys. Don't get too comfortable. Have your phones on with your alerts ready if you're going to lay down. These are tornadic storms. And I wouldn't be surprised if these storms down in here by Mineral Wells and Millsap and Grayford, if these don't turn tornadic. Wouldn't be surprised at all. And these are moving at a more easterly pace. You can see the line right here. It's still northeast, but it's got a little bit of an easterly component. So getting windy in Highland Village, Corinth, Denton, Ponder, Justin. See the big shelf cloud right there? That's a nighttime shelf. It just dropped down out of the atmosphere. Got lifted up by that big motor right there. And back here, there's high winds aloft. And there's a big collision between warm air and cold air. And away she went. She went up for a ride, took some moisture with it, and it came back down in the form of hail. And a lot of rain, too. They've been getting rain, flash flooding, I think, in parts of the Dallas area. Might see some more rain. Maybe raining right now in parts of Frisco, Highland Village. At least it looks like it is. It may not be. I'm certain it's windy. Springtown, Briar, Boyd, Rome, Paradise is right on the edge of that tornado warning. I look for another tornado warning down south here in south central, not necessarily southern Texas, but south of where we're watching here. We're in the Dallas, Wichita Falls radar right in here. That's where we're at. And this would be West Dallas. But some of these are starting to take on an easterly track. And these are strong down here. Very intense storms. And a lot of that stuff right there is not going reported because there's not it's not a densely populated area. But I'd say it's safe to say there's at least 1 or 2 inch hail there. Especially back here. That's a 60,000 footer. That's a huge storm. Here, we'll see how tall it is. Watch. Look at that, 64,000 foot. That's over 10 miles tall. Look at that, 65,000 foot. That's a big old boy. So we've got downdrafts coming into Plano now. Now the shelf cloud is starting to become unorganized. See the shelf cloud? It's now collapsed. It's no longer a shelf cloud like it was. Now the wind component's all the way to the ground. So it's now very windy in these areas. It's windy all through here. But this was on the outer edges of that storm system. It's moving to the northeast at about 30 miles an hour, 32, somewhere in that neighborhood. Heavy rain, pockets of hail, high winds, and 2 tornado warnings, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now at this moment. Tornado warning over here expires in 4 minutes, but we'll see if they extend it. And that's the National Weather Service out of Fort Worth, Texas. They'll probably extend it, but we'll wait and see. And down here, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't add a tornado warning. Those storms right there are absolutely fierce. They're moving towards Mineral Wells and Millsap. If you're in that area, need to find an interior room with no glass windows, or a basement would be perfect. See that storm coming right at you? It's got a bow echo on the front, so that means it's got the ability to rotate if it wants to. It may be rotating, but it may not be on the ground. And then again, it could be on the ground. See that gap right there? There's something going on in front of that storm system. Tornadoes pull, could be pulling air up right through here. Hurricanes push down, tornadoes pull up. So that's probably tornadic. I'm just saying that based off of what I'm used to seeing on here, but we'll have to wait and see. It's going to update here in about a minute. Mineral Wells, Grafford, if I'm pronouncing that right, Grafford. Probably should consider an interior room with no windows or a basement. Especially Mineral Wells, Millsap. You guys can see some enormous hail. Yeah, there's an updraft right there. Big heads up, Mineral Wells. Big heads up, Millsap. That storm's not playing. Big heads up, Mineral Wells, Millsap. Right, everything you see here in this rectangle, this square. My magnifier. Grayford, Mineral Wells, and Millsap. Big heads up. National Weather Service should give us an update within the minute. Wow, that's a strong storm, guys. Mineral Wells, Millsap. I would say Weatherford, not immediate, but it's coming that way. These have an easterly component. We should get an update here any second. Woo, that is a huge storm. It's got a bow echo, guys. That I'm pretty sure is tornadic, but I don't want to. Yeah, Mineral Wells, you need to be in a basement for real. Mineral Wells, Millsap. It's dark. There could be a tornado right there. Basement, interior room with no windows. Grayford, according to that signature right there, absolutely. I'm going to the coalition on that one. Hang on. Yeah, there's an updraft right there, guys. Boy, it's difficult to tell. Yeah, that's a very strong storm right there, and it is getting stronger. Mineral Wells, community of Cool, right there, Cool, Texas. You got a big storm coming your way. I would consider a basement or an interior room with no glass windows. We should be getting an update here any second. I'm just waiting. I don't know. Yeah, 7:50. Okay, we just got an update. I'm surprised that one's not tornadic. We'll get another update here in about 2 minutes. That looks like a mighty strong storm. Mineral Wells, Millsap, Grafford. Strong storm up here. Tornadic between Sunset and Alvord and Chico. That one's still tornadic. When does this one expire? 15 minutes. And that's tracking to the northeast at 21 knots. Oh, there, it's got the time frame right there. So it will be just south of Munster. Well, this is my time, 8:48. So it would be what, 11:48 in Texas. Big storms, big action in the sky, guys. That one there, that shelf cloud just collapsed. Right in the area of Haslett Trophy Club, Highland Village, and our friends in Plano and Carrollton, Grapevine. It's kind of getting windy there. In fact, might be getting a little bit of rain from that storm. Nothing major right at the moment, but these storms are capable of producing large hail, 2 1/4 inch. That's as big as I've seen. That's baseball size. And we've had 3 tornadoes that have been confirmed. There could be more. These down here, I am very surprised that those have not been tornadic. There's rotation right there, guys. Mineral Wells, Millsap, interior room with a basement preferably. If you don't have a basement, yeah, there's something right there, guys. Mineral Wells for sure. I'll keep it here for a second. Mineral Wells, Cool, and Millsap, and Grafford. That Mineral Wells storm, that storm there, right here. Yeah, there looks like there's rotation to me, guys. Looks like there's rotation. If you know anybody in that area, holy mackerel. Yep, it's flexing right there. That's a strong storm, guys. Mineral Wells, Millsap, Cool. Should be getting an update here any second. New update from the National Weather Service. This whole area here is severe thunderstorm warning for the next probably 45 minutes. Oh, there it just went. Right there. There it is. See it? Tornado. I thought that looked tornadic. There it is. Ooh, 5265, 1-inch hail. That is a tornadic storm. Low-level delta. Take shelter, Mineral Wells, for sure. That is a tornado. That is definitely tornado right there, and that's confirmed by the National Weather Service. So Mineral Wells, interior room. With the quickness, that's coming. It's going to be there in 5 minutes or less. That's an updraft right there. I thought it was. Tornadoes pull up. That's why you see that. There's a pretty good chance there's rotation right there. Mineral Wells, Cool, and Millsap. This is where we're at in north central Texas, just west of Dallas and Fort Worth. And that is a tornado signature right there. And that is going straight for the community of Mineral Wells. Holy cow. And it's after dark, well after dark. Man, Mineral Wells, wake up. Hope you're not sleeping. This one here has got a chance to be tornadic too. I thought that one was right there. You could see the rotation on here through all the clutter. That could very well be a large tornado, guys. Just saying. I hope not. Hopefully it stays in the air. But they've seen something. Right there it is. That's from the National Weather Service. Mineral Wells. Oh, see the wind blowing up here? See, it's starting to push down now. So there very well could be one on the ground. I don't know. I'm just saying it looks like that, guys. That's all I'm saying. Mineral Wells and Cool, Millsap. Probably be a good idea to find an interior room with no windows for a few minutes. It's about to get real noisy from the looks of that storm. Holy cow. And the one behind it is headed right towards Millsap. See, they just updated the directional here. 8:39. Well, that's my time. So by 8:54, 10:54, it'll be up in the area of Mineral Wells and Cool. But this one here will be on Mineral Wells in just a matter of 3 or 4 minutes. This one back here is more than likely tornadic as well. Or if it's not now, it will be soon. This one here, there's more than likely a tornado on the ground here. Maybe it's rain wrapped. We can hopefully it's rain wrapped in the sky and it doesn't come down. But they have converted that to tornadic. This one back here more than likely will be as well. Maybe not. I wouldn't take any chances if that thing was coming at me. Basement interior room with no glass. It's getting windy there in Mineral Wells. You're right in the middle of that updraft right now. Wow. It's a population there. Population of Mineral Wells.
In 2010, the population of Mineral Wells was 16,788.
There's 16,000 people that live there. Holy cow. Heads up, guys. I know it's getting windy there. Hopefully your power is still on. You can get your weather alerts. It's about to get windy there. And this one back here, it looks even stronger than the one in front of it. So it got a meso signature, 2-inch hail. Look at that. So that tells you right there it's got loft. It's got extreme loft to get up that high to form 2-inch hail. Those updrafts have to be in the near 100-mile-an-hour range. So with those types of updrafts, they can easily create spin that create what we know as tornadoes. No, I don't have velocity. Somebody asked me if I had velocity radar. I don't. This is the one I've always used. Mineral Wells, it's probably 3 minutes from your area. 16,000 people live in Mineral Wells. So it's 2 hours ahead over there in Texas. This says 8:54. That would be my time, local time. So 9:54, 10:54. This system here is projected to be up in the area of Mineral Wells again, Cool, and Millsap, Texas. And here's where we are. We're just west of Dallas. This is Dallas radar, actually. And there's 2 tornado warnings. Now, this one's been updated. Now it includes Munster, Lindsay, just on the edge of Valley View and headed towards Gainesville. And you can see that storm, the intense just got more intense. It grew. So that storm got bigger. These down here are major storms, guys, right here. Major storms. That's got a big bow signature on the front of it. Don't know. Hopefully that's not a tornado. It says it is, though. I thought it was. Maybe it'll stay up off the ground. This back here looks very, very nasty, and that's moving towards Millsap and Cool. This whole area here is going to have some very extreme weather in the next 30 to 40 minutes. First round here, and then there's another one behind it that's really getting, it just looks ominous, even on the radar. That one right there. Those cloud tops are easily in the 60,000 foot range. I wouldn't be surprised if, what are they? 65. All right. Not the tallest I've ever seen. I've seen them as high as 73. That doesn't necessarily indicate, every component of that storm. But when they reach those heights, then that tells you the hail could be much larger. All right, Mineral Wells. It's basically there. You're starting to get wet. Here it comes. And that's more than likely got a tornado in it. Hang on tight. Whoa. Let me see if we can see any debris. Yeah, there's a little bit of debris there. Oh, boy. Okay. How about back here? Let's look for debris. I see rotation. There's rotation right there. Right under my mouse. Right there is rotation. Yeah, there's rotation in that storm. So they'll probably update that to a tornado as well. Or at least a possible tornado. Mineral Wells, Texas. We're in West Dallas. And there are severe thunderstorms rolling through the area. And this energy is headed towards Oklahoma. It's already raining up there. And they've experienced some high winds and some hail. But nothing like this here. These storms here are very intense, and they are tornado producers. They've produced at least 3. I think this one now is number 4. They wouldn't have put that icon on there if somebody hadn't have confirmed it. Mineral Wells is right at the very edge of this storm right now. That looks like it's a tornado producer for sure. And it's 10:11 Texas time. So there's some people in bed there. It's well after dark. Yeah. These nighttime tornadoes, I'm telling you, they don't play fair. There's 1.75 hail. That's back here on the backside. Last time it was measured or reported. More than likely, that's at least 2-inch hail in some areas. Mineral Wells. Getting some heavy rain now. It's just starting. Headed towards the area of Cool, Texas. Millsap, I don't know. He might miss this round, but number 2, this one back here. Boy, there's something got that one really stirred up. Look at that thing. All right, Mineral Wells. There's another shelf cloud forming right there. See it? Right there. On the outskirts of Mineral Wells. See it bowing back in. It's more than likely pulling air in, and it's creating possible rotation in that area. That's what's going on there. It's an intake valve. It's getting that motor cranked up. And hopefully it's just to fly in the air and not come down on the ground. But I have a feeling there might be one there. Just got another update. Now they got this storm system going past Cool as a severe storm. That's got a long track. Look at that. All the way up to 9:06. That's my time. That would be, holy cow, 11:06 Texas time? All right. I don't doubt it. They've been on the ground they've been active at least on the radar for a long time. Mineral Wells is almost in the middle of that tornadic storm. That's what it's showing on here, and this is from the National Weather Service. Yep. This one back here will more than likely be tornadic too. 2 tornado warnings north and west of Dallas, Fort Worth. See that downdraft again. Those storms are pulling in the air. And taking it up to towering heights of over 10 miles. Over 12. In some cases back here. 65,000 foot storm. Okay, Mineral Wells is right in the middle of it now. It is raining there intensely with high winds. Hopefully the tornado signature missed Mineral Wells, but what I just found, the population there is 16,000. These nighttime tornadoes. But it is springtime, so it might be a busy year for tornadoes. That thing just plowed right into Mineral Wells. 10:15 p.m. Central Texas time. All right, this one back here, it's got a lot of horsepower. That's a strong storm. And they've got a track that extends for a long ways. Good grief. Almost an hour. Usually don't see tracks quite that long on here, but that one definitely is. And I'm not surprised. Still got 2 tornado warnings up here. They keep extending it. Look at that. This whole area here is under tornado warning. It now includes Lindsay, Munster, headed in the direction of St. Joe, Gainesville. These are all in Texas. Valley View's right on the edge. Sunset, they've been dealing with this storm for 30 minutes now, and they're still in it. Alvord, Chico's finally starting to come out of it, or at least the most intense. Still raining there. Probably got some flash flooding issues going on in this area here, I would say. That was almost a solid hour of downpour conditions in some of these areas. Very heavy rainfall. Especially back in through here as well. I know West Texas could use the rain, right? Pretty dry over there. All these storms are moving towards Oklahoma, and there's a chance of nocturnal tornadoes. Now, they just took 1 tornado warning down, and that's a good thing, and that was the one that was over here to the left. So this one here is still in place. Still got Mineral Wells down here dealing with this very intense storm. You know, I'm 90% sure that had a tornado in it that may have been on the ground somewhere. Hopefully it was outside of town. But that has got every signature of mesocyclone on it right there. Totally does. So hopefully it didn't come out of the sky. Hopefully it did not come out of the sky. Now this one back here, it's kind of losing, unless it's just recycling, but it's losing some of its horsepower for the time being. But these things, like you saw up here, this one grew, it got bigger. That storm got much bigger. They kind of play possum for a minute and recycle and then come back a little stronger. We are west of Dallas. We're on the Dallas radar, actually. And we have been watching tornadoes. If I see tornadoes on here, I'll hop on and do a live stream. You know, if it can help one person, it's time well spent, you know. But I know everybody here's dealt with tornadoes, tornado warnings before. Mineral Wells, wow. Oh, that was a fierce storm. Holy cow. All right. Well, I hope everybody was awake. This energy is headed towards Oklahoma. Possible nocturnal tornadoes. Hopefully not, but that's what we're seeing. We've seen 3, maybe 4. And that's just the ones that were confirmed. There could have been others out here that nobody saw. And that's the good kind. As long as nobody was involved in them and didn't see them, well, that's great. We don't like the ones that are headed right towards communities, like that one there. Hopefully that was outside of town. But that whole structure right there, that system, that was just a classic mesocyclone on the radar. That was very, very intense. It's got the updraft signature. It's got the bow echo. It's got the intake. It's got everything you look for when you're looking for tornadoes. Everything you look for. That's why they put that tornado thing on there. I didn't do that. The National Weather Service did. Mineral Wells. Hopefully everybody was awake and in an interior room with no glass or a nice cozy basement, huh? So these storms, where are we at here? Okay, Breckenridge. Wonder what... Oh, we've got severe thunderstorms back here too. All right, let me go see if we can get on this radar back here. Nope. I'm trying to find another radar, guys, because we've got storms brewing. Yep, there we go. Okay. Now we're in the Amarillo. Now we're up in the Texas Panhandle. This goes down past Midland. Severe thunderstorm warning there. It's covering a wide area. Now, these have not been officially designated severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings by the National Weather Service, but you do have visibly intense storms moving towards Wellington, Quail. This is up in the eastern Texas Panhandle, headed into the west part of Oklahoma, Elk City, Hobart, Sentinel, Mangum. And these are just getting started. These are kind of small, but you don't want to count them out. I don't think I can get on a radar down here. I'm trying to find... Nope. Maybe over here. There we go. Ooh, wow. Yeah, he's in a bad mood too. This one right here. Severe thunderstorm warning expires in 38 minutes. National Weather Service out of Midland, Odessa, Texas. They need the rain in West Texas. Southwestern Glasscock County, Western Texas, Reagan County, Midland County, and Upton County until 11 p.m. And that would be Texas time. So for approximately, another hour? 45 minutes, something like that. This one's moving east at 45 miles an hour. Hail ping pong ball size. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts have been reported. Locations impacted include Rankin, Stiles, and Midkiff. A tornado watch remains in effect until midnight for this area. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. And that's coming from the National Weather Service. And that's right over here near Big Lake, Odessa, Midland. And that would be west central Texas. We're on the San Angelo radar near Midland. That storm there, don't see any tornado signatures yet, but that don't mean there won't be some in the future. That is a severe thunderstorm warning. Ooh, look at that. 3-inch hail. Oh, that's softball size. Wow. How tall is that thing? That's got to be getting up into the 70,000 foot range. Yeah, right there it is. Look at that. That's why you got 3-inch. Look at that, 72. Oh my gosh. 3-inch hail right there. You know why? Because it took that moisture so far up in the air. And it kept it up there for a while. That's got a lot of intake. Doesn't necessarily mean it's got rotation right now, but it's got a strong updraft of well over 100 mile an hour right there. Otherwise, that hail wouldn't have reached 3-inch. It would have been impossible. So it had to have had well over 100-mile updraft. So could this produce a tornado? You bet. Right now, though, it looks like it's out in a rural area for the most part. It's north of Rankin. But there was 3-inch hail in that area. Moving in the direction of Sterling City. Big rural area out here. You know what? If you got to have 3-inch hail, that's the best place for it, right? And it's going to happen. It's hailing somewhere on Earth pretty much constantly, somewhere. But you don't see 3-inch very often. Whoa. So there's a big line of storms over here by Midland, and they're just now getting going good. These storms are strong. And they like these atmospheric conditions right now, so the atmosphere is favorable for the formation of severe thunderstorms tonight. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing. Atmospheric instability. Going back over here to the Texas radar. Mineral wells. What's it saying here? Rain. Rain. Hopefully no tornado. Still showing that tornado, though. But it's still got mineral wells in a very strong thunderstorm. Tornado warning. Got 2 now. A new one here in Jacksboro. Tornado warning expires in 31 minutes. That's a new one. National Weather Service out of Fort Worth, Texas, issued a tornado warning for central Jack County and north central Texas until 11 p.m. 10:19 p.m. a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Bryson, or 8 miles southwest of Jacksboro, Texas, moving northeast at 30 miles per hour. Tornado and quarter-size hail. Radar indicated rotation. So there wasn't one spotted. It was spotted on radar. So locations include Jacksboro, and you can clearly see Jacksboro's in the middle of a very strong storm right now. And they're advising people to take cover now. These tornadoes are hard to see at night. Even if you're a spotter on the ground, and you can see they're difficult to spot on radar too. Now they've issued a flash flood warning for this area. Looks like. That's usually what the green means. Yeah, flash flood warning for the next 3 hours. Oh my. Hey, you guys are in for some big weather tonight, so hold off on the sleep if you can. What are they saying? 10:24 p.m. Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the warned area. That's everything here in these yellow and red triangles. squares. Up to 2 inches of rain have already fallen, and expect more. So these are coming down at a very fast pace, probably at the rate of 3 inches per hour. I mean, that's just straight up pouring down rain in buckets. You can tell it is right there. So Jacksboro, new tornado warning, expires in 30 minutes. This one up here expires in 17 minutes. And we'll have to wait and see if they continue it or if it will expire. The storm's still holding together. I mean, you can see it's still got a lot of height, a lot of density. You can see, I don't see any rotation right now, but there was. And that's why it's tornado warning, because it's done it before. Produced a tornado. I think that one there was spotted, actually. All of this energy is moving up into Oklahoma, all of southern, pretty much, Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma City seeing some rain. Looks like street flooding at 8:03 p.m. Actually, a road was closed. The vehicle stranded near Chickasha. On that road right there, a lot of flash flooding. So heavy rains, high winds, large hail. The largest we've seen so far is 3-inch hail. What is that, softball size? That's bigger than baseball. I think the next size they use is softball. Wow, that is some big hail. And it has to have a very strong updraft of well over 100 miles an hour. Probably closer to 150, to be honest. Big storms brewing. Texas twisters. They make them big in Texas. Plano's getting some wind. Maybe some light rain on the outer fringes of the main storm over here. And this is where we're at. And this energy's moving up into the Oklahoma area. Big storms. Right now we've got flash flood warning. We've got severe thunderstorm warning. That expires in 14 minutes, but I fully expect they'll extend that. Clear up for probably another 30 minutes, if not longer. That is a very intense set of thunderstorms back here that have impacted mineral wells. They're probably experiencing flash flooding. I wouldn't doubt it at all. That was very, very heavy rain that's coming down at probably the rate of, like we just saw, 2-3 inch per hour rate. And most storm drains are not engineered for that type of rainfall. That's just extremely fast. It can't run off fast enough. You know, that one right there is producing some very intense rain. So, you know, unless you have a storm drain at every intersection that's 20 feet wide, you know, it's not going to handle 3 inch an hour rate. It's just not going to happen. And you can't make them that big and have safe roads. So they make them as big as they can, keeping safety first, because these types of storms don't come around every day, but people use the roads every day, and they can only make the storm drains so big and still be safe. You know what I mean? So they're going to flood when it rains this hard. Just have to stay away from it. You know, don't get in a hurry and try to drive through flooded roads. It's just not worth it. Take another route. Don't go down a flooded road. Because if you get stuck, then you're just going to put somebody else in a bad spot. Trying to help you. So stay off of flooded roads. And you got to think too that those flooded waters on roads like that are full of contaminants. So you want to be in the water that's loaded with all kinds of viruses and bacteria. Think about it. Just don't walk around in floodwaters. All the chemicals they pick up off the road from, the exhaust, and who knows what's on these roads, from vehicles. That's something you don't ever want to do, is go out and play in flooded roads. That water is totally toxic. It'll get cleaned out eventually, but at the moment, when it's standing on a flooded road, you don't want to be in it. They've got flooding in Mineral Wells, it looks like, flash flooding, and they've got a flash flood alert for the next 3 hours in Texas. Tornado warnings north and west of Dallas in the Fort Worth area. North and west of Plano. They're probably getting a heck of a lightning show from the Plano area if they're looking to the west, northwest. There was probably some amazing lightning in those storms. They were up there wrestling with the stratosphere almost. Those storm tops. Throwing hail up there about 12 miles high. So when it comes down, it's coming down at, warp speed, hitting the ground, 3-inch hail. Can you imagine? Well, that would tear a car up in a matter of seconds. Now there's another storm coming right at Mineral Wells. This one looks even stronger than the last one. Holy cow, look at that storm. Oh boy. Well, the only good thing, I would assume everybody in Mineral Wells is awake now from that storm right there. It probably woke them up, so there's another one coming, and they're probably well aware of it. And it's too cluttered. I can't tell if it's got tornado signature. It very well could. I just can't necessarily see it. There's so much going on right there. Now, the other one, I could see the intake. This one, I don't see the intake. That necessarily means it's not there, though. Treat it like it's a severe thunderstorm warning. That's what they're telling you. It's right on the outskirts of Cool, Texas right now. And Millsap, it stayed north of Millsap. They're getting some wind, and maybe a little bit of rain, but not much. We've been getting rain over here in the Phoenix area all day, off and on. Sometimes it rained pretty hard, but nothing like this. No, nothing like this at all. This stuff here is actually quite dangerous. You guys need to be on your toes tonight over here in the Texas area. For real. Everybody in this radar, these storms are popping up. Now they've got extended the flash flood, which I know it's just a matter of time because it's been raining so hard. I mean, it's going to flood. When it rains this hard for this amount of time, yeah, it's going to flood. Let's see what this one just came up. Flash flood warning expires in 2 hours and 54 minutes. Put out by the National Weather Service of Fort Worth, Texas. Flash flood warning. That means it's occurring. Southern Montague County in north central Texas. Northern Wise County. Jack County and Cook in north central Texas. Until 1:30 a.m. Texas time. Doppler radar indicated at 10:32 p.m. thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the storm-warned area. Up to 3 inches of rain. Look at that. 3 inches of rain have already fallen. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Some locations that will experience flooding include, here we go, Bridgeport, Jacksboro, Alvord, Chico, Bryson, Sunset, Forestburg, Runaway Bay, and Lake Bridge. Additional rainfall amounts of 1 to 2 inches are possible in the warned areas, so more rain to come. They could see up to 5 inches of rain in these areas here. And I'm not surprised. By looking at them, they're very intense. And they're growing in size as they're moving through these areas. Man, Mineral Wells probably feels like they're in some sort of a hurricane down there. Are you serious? That's the second round they've got in 30 minutes. So they're definitely getting flash flooding. At the very least, flash flooding. Very least. The storm here looks like it's got its eye on Denton. And then moving east-northeast of Denton into Salina. Weston. Up in this area here. That would be just north of Plano. And these kind of have an easterly component, so it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't go into the Plano, Carrollton area later on, you know, like within an hour and a half, something like that. So I know it's already 10:37 in Texas, so by 11:30, maybe 12 o'clock tonight, you know, right when everybody's asleep, then these things could be out here throwing a fit, dropping tornadoes out of the sky. Hopefully that's not the case, but these storms are nocturnal storms, and they're liking the atmosphere right now. So big storms in Texas tonight, and big hail. I've seen 3 inches so far. 3 inches is biggest I've seen. That doesn't mean there hasn't been bigger somewhere. It just hadn't been reported. And that's one thing we always have to keep in mind about these reports. When we get reports of hail and tornadoes, those are just the ones that were seen. There were probably more that weren't seen. So big storms in Texas tonight, guys. I wanted to give you a heads up and show you what I saw, and hopefully it was of some help to somebody. Mineral Wells, they're probably thinking a hurricane's going through there. Good grief. They're getting a lot of rain at the very, very least. Lots of rain in there. It's flash flooding there right now as we're doing this video. Heavy flash flooding. And more than likely hail. Some areas are probably seeing large hail. I mean, there's a line of 60,000 foot cloud tops through there. That is nuts. Right in there. Wow. Okay. Just got a message from Nicholas, who's stuck on I-44, asking if Austin's getting any rain. And not yet, Nicholas. But Nicholas said it's raining so hard he can't see the road in front of him. Stuck on I-44 and it's raining so hard can't see to drive. But no, it's not raining right now in Austin. Austin is right over in this area here. Where's Austin at? And back out. Yeah, Austin's looking good right now. But that doesn't mean it couldn't change later. Right now, it's going through the west central part of Texas. The west north central and part of western Texas, west central. Austin is in the clear right now. Wow. Yeah, that I-44 is right in this area where the heaviest rainfall is. And we just got a confirmation from Nicholas that it's raining so hard there he can't see. The I-44 is right in there where it's raining the hardest. Just got a confirmation. It's raining so hard on the I-44 that they couldn't see to drive. So that's coming down at incredible rates. In fact, here they just updated and they extended now the severe thunderstorm warning, and it's getting closer to the Fort Worth area, Irving, Plano. This is starting to get an easterly component, so big heads up, guys. If you're in the Plano area, Fort Worth, you could see some severe thunderstorms. At the very least, some of these are producing tornadoes. Right now, Austin looks in the clear. South Central looks pretty good overall. A lot of times these storms go down here through San Antonio, Austin, over especially by College Station. I don't know how many times I've seen large hail in that area. I lost track. Just that area is just known for large hail, and all over Texas really, but they're seeing large hail up in this area right now, and they've extended the severe thunderstorm warning. You can see it's moving more towards the east. Just had a gentleman up in Missouri asking about these storms, Mark, and yes, they're headed that direction, Mark, and they'll probably be there during the overnight hours. Not exactly where you at in Dobson, Missouri. I'd have to look and see. Dobson, Missouri. Where we at? Oh, that's Little Rock. Yeah, most of Missouri is going to be in the path of these storms. Whether they'll be tornadic or not, I don't know. At the very least, you'll get a lot of rain. That's at the very least, some amount of rain. But these storms right now are just flat out feisty, man. They're dropping 3-inch hail, humming tornadoes, 3 or 4 inches of rain, just no problem. Anything on the menu, they're here to deliver it. So if you're in the central Texas area, in the Dallas area, I'm on the Dallas radar is where I'm at. And it extends a long ways. So I'm on the Dallas-Fort Worth radar, and I'm seeing these storms move towards the Dallas, especially North Dallas area. Plano, Texas could see some activity later on. These storms are taking on back here an easterly component instead of just north-northeast. Now they're moving east-northeast, bringing a bunch of water. You can see a tornado. I think this is confirmed now by Jacksboro. Let's see here. Yep, tornado warning for another 14 minutes. And that was radar indicated, not on the ground. That doesn't mean there's not another one out there. This one here has just unbelievable longevity. It's still... This tornado warning's been on here for over an hour. Unreal. That's headed towards Munster and eventually up into, well, it's getting close already to southern Oklahoma. Right now, I just had somebody ask Sarah about Fort Worth. Right now, Fort Worth looks pretty good. But according to this storm right here, you see that thing right there? If it maintains its strength over in the Fort Worth area, you probably want to find an interior room with no glass. And I say that very respectfully. That storm is very, very strong. That is no joke. I guarantee you Mineral Wells still thinks they're in probably a Cat 4 hurricane. Probably feels like they're inside of a dishwasher on high rinse cycle. Sideways rain. Now, here in probably 15 minutes, they're going to be looking at the stars. You see all that back here behind it? That's a downdraft back there. But it cleared out. The sky's clear. So they're going to be in clear skies in 15 minutes or so. Or less. But wow, they have had an intense 2 rounds of thunderstorms in Mineral Wells. And that system, if it stays together, is going to go just north of Fort Worth. But these storms have been getting their act together back here towards central Texas. And you can see there's some back by Midland. There's some up in the Panhandle. So all this energy is here. So Fort Worth, Plano, Dallas, Irving, you guys could all see activity sometime tonight because of the atmospherics that we don't even see on here. It's the wind or the air above you wrestling, the hot air and cold air. And it's creating, atmospheric instability, which creates, severe weather. Okay, this tornado warning up here finally expired after like an hour. That was unreal. So now it's got severe thunderstorm warning for the next 57 minutes. That was just posted by the National Weather Service out of Fort Worth. Wind gusts of up to 65 miles per hour. That's going to take shingles off. Quarter-size hail. I mean, that's tropical storm force, right? 70 mile an hour, I think, is tropical storm force. Pretty close. Hail, quarter size. And that's until 11:45 p.m. Areas include Gainesville, Munster, Lake Kiowa, and Whitesboro is right on the outer edge, but it's close enough. You're getting some heavy rain right now, or at least moderate rain. The orange and red you see, that is very heavy rain. Munster right now is getting rain rates of, 2 to 3 inch per hour. It's not going to be there an hour, but if it were to sit there an hour, they'd get 3 inches of rain easy. But they're going to get flash flooding. That's going to, flood the streets and whatnot. People's yards. It's been raining there for a while. Nicholas was sitting on I-44, and it was raining so hard, couldn't see to drive safely. So I had to pull over, and that's the right thing to do. Jacksboro finally in the clear for now. Had a mesocyclonic storm go over Jacksboro with a potential tornado. You can see energy spawning back here. That's what you're going to be dealing with, guys. These storms, they're going to pop up back here probably off and on for the next couple of hours. You got energy moving towards Fort Worth, but right now it looks like it's going to stay just north of Fort Worth. You guys might be okay in Fort Worth with regard to this storm, but there might be something behind it. I don't know. Yeah, you've got stuff back here that's moving to the north-northeast. There's a tornado warning southeast of Midland right now. Expires in 25 minutes. Busy, busy night. At least it is right now. Very intense line of thunderstorms moving through central Texas. North central, west central. Had 3-inch hail. We've seen 3 inches of rain at least. And multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. And we've got flash flood warnings all concurrently running at the same time. So these storms are a big deal. And Mineral Wells, they're still in that storm. Unreal. Well, I'm sure everybody in Mineral Wells is awake now. San Antonio looking good. It's north of San Antonio. San Antonio, you should have a decent night, really. Looks like it's all clear down there. Just had somebody ask about San Antonio. That was Frugal. Is this storm headed towards Tennessee? Yeah, yes and no. And that's from Sage Pup. It won't be there tonight. It'll be there maybe tomorrow in some capacity. But I don't think tornadic. It could be, but I don't think so. But yes, the energy's moving that direction. You're going to get some more rain that I know you don't really need, especially in western Tennessee. I got Nicholas stuck on I-44. Nicholas, I don't know. I don't have Windy up right now. I want to stay on this for just a minute. Got my moderator sending me messages so I can watch this radar map. Jacksboro finally in the clear. Mineral Wells, oh, just on the edge right now. Still getting that one last quarter-inch of rain. Oh, Cool's right in the middle of it now. Cool, Texas. All right. Yeah, they're getting some heavy storms there. A lot of rain. At the very least, a bunch of rain. And there's got to be wind with all of that, too. And you can see back here, there's some windy conditions that could stir up some more storms. But let's see here. Have they extended the line yet? See, Fort Worth, you're right on the edge of that severe thunderstorm warning. And those storms are moving close enough. That'd be close enough for me. Watchman asked, when will this impact northwest Arkansas? And that's a good question. That's up in the Fayetteville area, Fort Smith. I would say in the next 4 hours or sooner. It's headed right that direction. You're going to get rain at the very least, and a lot of it. I don't think you need a whole bunch of rain up there either. Good question. Yeah, this is moving towards northwest Arkansas, southern Oklahoma, southeastern Oklahoma, central Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, eastern Texas. And it's going to remain maybe not severe, which would be great. We don't want another Nashville. That's what we're trying to... We don't want to see that. We don't want to see that happen ever again. Yeah, that would be ideal, but unfortunately, storms happen at night. You know, it's just how the earth works. It always has worked that way, and it probably always will. Okay, they've updated it now. And Fort Worth, nope. That storm looks like it's going to stay just to the north and west of Fort Worth. So that's the way it stands for now. We've still got a tornado warning that's about to expire in 5 minutes. And as long as there's no tornado warnings on here, that's a good thing. We've all been in rainstorms, and we've all heard thunder and lightning, and that's what's happening here. A lot of thunder, a lot of lightning. Looks like the I-44 is still in it. And it's going to be that way for a few minutes, Nicholas. One, I would say anywhere from 2 to 4 inches, my friend. I-44 in southwest Missouri. We can go up there. 44 runs through Texas, too. Joplin, I remember Joplin from several years ago. Oh, my goodness. They had one of the biggest tornadoes, I think, ever in Joplin. Or at least one of the probably top 10. That was not a good day. But you can expect some rain at the very least. Very heavy to moderate rain. Hopefully there won't be the severe component. Looks like the tornadic part is about to expire here in 3 minutes. And then the flash flooding begins. All of these storms have dropped a lot of rain. And there's a lot of rain moving into the north central part of Texas. Obviously, Arkansas, northwestern Arkansas, southwestern Missouri. More than likely, western Tennessee again. Little Rock, more than likely see quite a bit of rain. I don't think you guys need any more rain right now. And the tornado warning expired, and that's good. So there's no tornado warnings right now. That's the main reason I come on here. If I'm awake and I see a tornado on here, I'm going to come on and do a live stream. But when it's thunderstorms or rain, then I'm probably going to go ahead and sign off for the day. But if you're in the Denton area, Decatur, Reno, Briar, that would be just north of Fort Worth. This storm system here, it's still got a lot of horsepower. These up here, I will say, that are heading into Oklahoma, at least for right now, they could be recycling. They're losing some of that very intense energy, which is good. That usually takes the tornado equation out of the storm. So that's what we like to see. We've all seen rain. We've all heard thunder, flash flooding. So that's not anything that, is necessarily super harmful like a tornado. I don't see any tornadoes on here right now, so I'm going to call it a night, guys. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. I hope I helped at least one person. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by, and be safe out there. Keep your heads up. It's going to be all right.